Oh my gosh. So, welcome to the fabulous Gurinder Chadha, who does not need an introduction. Gurinder, I have to talk to you about this incredible film. You've adapted A Christmas Carol through a very contemporary, culturally rich lens in Christmas Karma. What was the moment that made you think, yes, this is the story I want to tell?
That moment I can tell you precisely. So a few years back, I was watching It's a Wonderful Life, the Frank Capra film, which is my favorite film. I love that film. And my Christmas starts with that film. And I make my kids watch it, and my kids like, Mom, it's black and white. And I don't care. Sit and watch it with me. And then they watch me, and I'm crying, and I'm just going, oh my God, isn't it good? And they're going, oh, but it's a tradition. And a few years ago, I was watching it, and we came to the end, and I was so full of joy at the ending of that film. And I just said, you know what? I want to make a film that makes me feel like that.
Mhm.
I want to make that film. And then I had the idea, well, hold on, that film was kind of inspired by A Christmas Carol. So I went back to A Christmas Carol, which is obviously Charles Dickens and the novel that we all know and we do at school in England.
Yes.
Um, and I went to Charles Dickens' house, and it's in
Wow.
Clerkenwell, which is about a mile from my house. And I went in, walked around the sitting room, the kitchen, the bedroom, just walking around. And I said to Charles, I said, if you were here today and if you were me, what would you do? How would you do this story? And then it just came to me in that moment.
Yes.
It came to me. I know exactly how I'm going to do it. And I knew people who were quite cut off from life or cut off from Christmas.
Yeah.
And, and they had been through the same experience that my Scrooge has goes through in the film. And all those experiences have stayed with me. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to lean into that. And then it just came so quickly. And I wrote the script in 2 weeks and everything just fitted. And so
Because it was
me,
meant to be.
it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's karma, right?
Yes.
And so for me, it's a film that embraces who I am on a number of levels. I mean, I'm British, I'm Indian, I'm Punjabi, but I'm also a Sikh. And Charles Dickens' novel is really espousing Guru Nanak Dev Ji's philosophy. And it's saying, Ek Onkar,
Yes.
all one and we're all connected. So whether you're Scrooge, rich and wealthy, or whether you're poor, as in Tiny Tim, there's a connection. And so I
Mhm.
ran with that. And so it's very much following in that Sikh tradition as well of the fact that what does it mean to live? What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to do seva. We're supposed to
Yes.
give. And that's what Scrooge learns at the end of the day is to give is to be human. So it kind of brought all different sides of me together in my interpretation. But also Christmas is a big deal. I mean, you'll know this as you grew up in England, but
Yes.
it's so big for us in England. And as little girls, I would write letters to Santa saying, "This is what I want, Santa. I want a tiny tears. And my dad would leave whiskey and carrots out for Santa, carrots for the reindeer. And then in the morning we'd come down and he'd go, look, Santa drank the whiskey. He's drunk off my bottle. And we'd be like, oh my God, Santa's going to be drunk. And we'd go through the whole rigmarole of it. Then we'd have a beautiful big lunch. Then we'd sit down and watch the Queen's speech at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
So we get in, it's a big tradition, and it doesn't matter if you're Christian or not, Christmas is all about charity and coming together and being kind. And that's something to celebrate, whoever you are.
Absolutely. Oh
So
my
for me,
God.
I just wanted to make a Christmas film
Yeah.
that we could all watch and enjoy every Christmas and that would make us feel as good as I hope It's a Wonderful Life makes me feel.
Oh my gosh. And I grew up with that film as well. So I have the exact same identity as you, Gurinder, with everything that you just said. And I want to kind of break down the film a bit for
Yeah.
everybody that is watching, listening, and reading this. The
Yeah.
setting is contemporary London
Mhm.
facing a cost of living crisis. And you tie that to, as you've mentioned, Dickens's 19th century commentary. I wanted to ask you, In what ways have you modernized the social critique without losing the original story's heart?
So what Dickens was trying to shine a light on was a very uh, a Victorian society with great disparity. You
Yes.
have the very rich who had everything, and you have the very poor. You know, and by showing Tiny Tim as the poor child who's sick and might not survive because his parents don't have the means to get him treated, that was back then, and that's still relevant today. You
Yes.
know, and it's amazing how relevant Dickens' novel is to today. I didn't have to do much to
Yeah.
update. You know, Society is still the same. There's still great inequalities. There's still very rich people who live in closed off um, societies, close to the world, but also quite bitter because they're all
Yeah.
about making money, and more money means more money, and so they lose sight of the essence of humanity. And then
Mhm.
there are poor people who just struggle to get by still today, as they did in Victorian England. The difference today is, for me, is I didn't know this when I was going to write the script, but we have a lot of dissension right now. With the move to the right of a lot of people, sort of
Yeah.
rise of racism, and the harsh. It's a very harsh world right now.
Mhm.
And so I hope this film is a soothing balm on people who kind of need a bit of shelter from that harshness, whatever your background, whoever you are. It's basically saying that there's room for all of us to be kind and to think about what other people are going through, and that actually, there's more that unites us that separates us, actually.
Yes.
And that's
Absolutely.
and that's the essence of Christmas, I think.
Absolutely. It's the essence of humanity. So let's talk a little bit about our Scrooge, Sood.
Yes. Soothe.
Um,
Oh,
I mean,
soothe.
what the best name ever that you've chosen. I think you have to be British to truly understand that, right? Um, so
Well, of
I,
course, soothe means interest, right?
yes.
It's also quite a common name, soothe.
It is, and it's all and Suits are always people who are very financially prudent as well.
Yeah.
We see them that way in England, right? So
Yes.
I want to ask you because you've said that you describe Sood as an Indian Tory who hates refugees. What a
Yeah.
description. How did you balance the underlying political commentary with creating a festive musical for broad appeal? Something that you're amazing at if we look at your kind of, filmography, being able to take something very nuanced and cultural and give it that kind of international, global feel.
Well, I think if you look at the original Scrooge from Dickens, he's very angry with the world.
Yeah.
And actually, he's quite depressed. We realize that now. At that time, we might not have used that word. Although, well, Dickens didn't use that word. But if you look at him today, he's classically depressed. Um, and then many people are, in today's world. So I kind of tapped into that. And
Hmm.
Scrooge is upset because of certain things that have happened to him in his childhood that he's not been able to get over. Same with my suit. The difference is in the original, he's been shut away at his boarding school and his father doesn't bring him home for Christmas.
Hmm.
I, my suit as a young boy has to leave his home, has to leave everything in Uganda because he's been expelled with all the other Indians, and
Yeah.
he comes to Britain as a refugee. And there he faces discrimination, he struggles, but then he thinks, money is the key. Money can help me. Money will give me status. Money will protect me from all this pain. And so he chooses that life. And being in Britain at that time, we had quite a lot of brown people, who were in the Tory party,
Yes.
kind of, said, who have quite a sort of right wing attitude towards people. And I kind of felt at great odds with that. And even a few of them were Indian women, and people thought, oh, well, I should be aligned with these Indian women. I'm like, no, I can't. The fact that we're all Indian women is different. It's fine, but what they think is totally different to me. And
Yes.
so I was able to, that obviously affected me, and that's why I made him appear like a Tory, basically, initially. And he says some quite mean things, but in mine, he learns the error of his ways. Sadly, I
Mhm.
can't say that's true of the Tory politicians, but in mine, he kind of learned the essence of humanity. And I think that what Dickens does so brilliantly is he unpicks this man, Scrooge, and looks at why he's so cut off. And it's because he can't deal with the pain of his past.
Mm.
In today's world where everyone goes to therapists and whatever, we talk about that a lot more. But my Sood, that's not his thing. That's not what he does. But the ghosts take him on that journey to go back, look at your past, and try and figure out why you're feeling like you're feeling and how are we going to move on. And something for us as an Asian community, like, can you imagine our parents going to counselors? No way.
No.
They'd be like,
No.
I'm a passive dog, they're not acting
Exactly.
They would all the BBGs would sit and they'd say, Chal, tu pronte la, main pakode landi hai. बैठ के चाय पियेंगे, दुख सुख बोलेंगे, like that was our sort of version of therapy for our parents, right?
And it worked.
And it worked. Yes, it worked. And in today's world, what we do, same as Dickens, is we take him back on that struggle, but we give him tools of today's tools to say, why might someone who had to leave everything, leave their home, come to a new country to start again, and is so bitter about it, about their past, how can we make that better? Because there
Mhm.
are a lot of people we know, I'm sure you know, who've experienced that and never got over it,
Yeah.
never got the joy of life back.
Mhm.
Life was just always a struggle, and
Because it's scary. It's scary, right? To be able to look on the other side of the fence where you don't really know what's sitting there, but at least the money gives you all the other things that you can predict what your life is going to be. Like, I get it.
yeah. Well, again, it's that thing, hopefully, where I mean, I did it with Bend It, where if you're if you think like me, you get it on a whole different level,
Yeah.
And I think the same with Christmas Karma. If you come from a background like ours, you will see so much in it that's unspoken, but really is screaming loudly.
Mhm.
You don't have to be Punjabi, you don't have to be British, you don't have to be any of these things to get the film. But if you are, it just has that, it just,
Yes.
it just there's something about it that's so touching.
So I want to ask you this, Gurinder. You've long made films that explore British Asian identity and, in very many layered ways. And now you're creating what you say is a festive classic for our times. How do you see your signature themes being showcased? Because you are a very, on purpose filmmaker.
Yeah.
How do you see your signature themes being showcased within the story of Christmas Karma that perhaps you haven't yet shared?
Well, the main thing is I kind of own the space. If I'm going
Yes.
to do it, I'm going to own it and I'm going to
Yeah.
make it my own. And so here you have, for the first time ever in my film, a Christmas Bhangra track. No one else can do that in a movie.
Nope.
So if you remember in Bend It Like Beckham, Malkeet Singh sang Jind Mai,
Yes.
and such a beautiful song, and it's viral now. People use it all the time on Insta Reels and stuff. Uh,
Yes.
so I said to Malkeet Singh, I said, "I'll to see Gana Gao Mere Vaste Fitri, Jind Mai." He goes, "Le, oh, that's not prana ho gaya." I said, "Are you kidding? It's a classic."
Yes.
He goes, "चलो पता की मैं थोड़ा मॉडर्न बनाता है तो मैं क्रिसमस बनावांगा." So he rewrote Jin Mai as a Christmas song.
Wow.
And so we have a beautiful scene in the film where we're at a Christmas party, Desi Christmas party, and everyone's singing a Desi Christmas song with Jin Mai. So it's Malkeet and Jessie Sidhu. And Jessie, of
Wow.
course, has invented it as well. So I got Jessie back in. Jessie did some good acting in the film as well. And so that's a lot of fun,
Yes,
that's like everyone got up going, I wish I was at that party for Christmas.
exactly. They
Like,
still say that.
yeah, so that is going to be that. So that's very much my signature. But I've also got other things that are very me. I mean, I love music, as you know.
Yes.
So I've got beautiful songs that have, pop elements. They have African choir elements. Nitin Sawhney worked on the music with me, Gary Barlow,
Yeah.
Ashley Lewis from All Saints. A lot of great input has gone into the music. So it's a very quite signature cross-cultural sort of soundtrack, which again is very unique to what I do. But also the social messaging is very truthful. It's who I am, and
Hmm.
and I see the world the way I see the world. As a Punjabi Sikh woman, basically, and British, and so that's what you see in the film. You get those combinations, and if you're part of a diaspora, then that hits hard.
Yes.
Because you don't see that expressed on screen, hardly ever. And so, there's things that I can't even explain that you just go, oh my God. Like, for example, when McKee arrives, he's got a sack with him like Santa. And what is it full of? Ferrero Rocher.
Oh my God. Do
So
we
if
know
you're
that?
Indian,
Yes.
and you see the Ferrero Rocher in his hand, you're like, oh my God. It's so typical. But if you're not Indian, it doesn't matter. You just go, oh, hi, he's got Ferrero Rocher. But if you're Indian, you know what that means. That's what we do. We go to people's houses with Ferrero Rocher, right?
We do. You're absolutely right.
Mm.
This is a huge signature, which is very unique to you, Gurinder. Whenever you launch a film, the music is equally as important. And you just mentioned just how diverse this particular song, this soundtrack is. So I wanted to ask you, because you're telling a very deliberate story, a very multifaceted story, and you've got this kind of huge genre of music that is going through the story. How did you create that coherent tone to meld with the story? It's flipping genius that you do this. But I'd love for you to share that with people.
You know what my mum would say? My mum
Yeah.
would say, Baba Ji di Mehr, you know,
Yes.
and that's it. I don't know how I do it. I just do it. It's just,
You
you know,
know what feels right, right? It's like it's a guttural thing, isn't it?
yeah, you got to follow your instincts. You've got
Yeah.
to tell the story the way it feels truthful for you. You
Yes.
can't second guess for anyone else. You have to say, this feels right to me. This is who I am. And this is how I want to do it. And some people get it and some people don't. Some people
Hmm.
like it, some people won't. It's okay. But what I end up doing is putting forward a perspective that is very unique socially and culturally and politically for our times. And if you
Hmm.
go back and look at Bend It Like Beckham, I mean, that's 23 years ago. That film came out just after 9/11
Yeah.
and had a massive impact on race in the world at that time, but also on female football, right? I mean,
Yes.
when I made the film, no one cared about it. And now it's like a massive $1 million business.
Yes.
And so
Multi.
the impact that that film had was enormous. And I think that but that's just me being true to what I thought was important, female
Hmm.
empowerment. That's what that
Hmm.
film was about. And challenging racism, and parents dealing with racism and trying to protect their kids from it. And with this film, it's kind of with Christmas Karma, it's kind of the same thing. It's the pain that people go through who are kind of deal with racism as kids and then carry
Hmm.
that with them, through to
Forever.
adulthood,
And
forever.
over to their kids and then their kids. We know
Exactly.
that because we've been a result of that ourselves, haven't we?
Exactly. And so this film sort of touches the essence of that. Um, and no one else is doing it. And in many years to come, might go back and look at it and go, oh, okay, she's saying this, this, and this. And the way people go back and look at Bend It. So
Yes.
I always feel that I'm sort of probably a bit ahead of the
Yeah,
times in terms of what other people are thinking. But that's okay because I have to do what's truthful and I just have to wait for the world to catch up. It's
absolutely.
taken the world 20 years to catch up on female soccer. I was
Yeah,
there then. So with Christmas Karma, I hope that I've made a film that we all get to enjoy with our friends and families for many years to come at Christmas. And the music is part of it, but the story is part of it because it's an essential universal story that is to be human is to give. And when you're
absolutely.
not giving, that's when you feel human. And what a beautiful sentiment in any culture, in any language, that is, especially at Christmas.
Yes. And you've kind of parlayed that over also in terms of the large studied, star-studded ensemble cast as well. I mean, what was your greatest logistical or creative challenge on set? And how did you overcome it? Because I mean, we're talking about loads of layers here, the story arc and how does it stay culturally viable, which is who you are, but still speak louder. We've spoken about that. How do we bring in all of the genres of music so that we are being, very accommodating for everyone? Because, we don't just love one type of music. If we love music and you have, an emotional connection to it, you love all types of music. So you've kind of now also done that next layer, all of the different diverse actors, their, diversity speaking in the film. Talk to me about that because you also didn't lose the arc of the story that's true to Dickens.
Well, again, I just went with my gut, what makes sense. I mean, I met Eva Longoria. She asked me to present her film for an Academy screening in London, which I did. And then we had lunch. And then she said, "What are you working on?" And I told her Christmas Carol. And she said, Can I be in it? I'd love to work with you. There are three ghosts, right?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, hello. Mexicans, we love ghosts. We
Yeah.
celebrate them. We celebrate the Day of the Dead.
Yes.
And I was like, God, she's right. What about the Ghost of Christmas Past being Mexican? That would be amazing. So
Mhm.
that's how I cast Eva. And Eva arrives speaking Spanish, and Mr. Sood is not happy. And he's like, "Excuse me, we're in England. Can you speak English, please?" And you just think, "Oh my God, what a dick." But you know what I mean? It's like, it's funny, but it's also making the point. Billy Porter is an amazing presence. He sings, he dances, he has such a commanding presence on screen. And I
Mhm.
needed someone with that, all those skills to help Sood understand the pain of racism and
Yes.
how we have to deal with it for our kids, and kind of break free of it, it's actually not our problem. And so Billy Porter does a great job of that. Um,
Mhm.
with the Ghost of Christmas Present, and a beautiful song in a gospel church. And then the Ghost of Christmas Future has an amazing song which is all about looking at the pain of the past, which was written
Mm.
by Gary Barlow and myself. And that
Wow.
song is like, asking you to go back and look at your past, even though it's painful. And I
Mhm.
needed someone to sing it who I felt, could honor those words, and who better than Boy George?
Oh,
Yeah. Because he's been through it all, right? And come out the
yes.
other side. And Boy George sings he's got the most amazing voice still.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you don't realize it's Boy George singing until the end, you know? So it's a lot of great treats. I mean, the other thing that's the big treat, I give you a Christmas present at the end of the film. If
Oh
you
my
stay
gosh.
long enough for the end titles, and you know how I like to do my fun things at the end.
Yes.
I I happened to get the rights to a very big Christmas song and was kindly given it by the estate of George Michael.
Oh my gosh.
So
No.
last Christmas,
Oh my gosh.
they said, "Gurinder, you can have it, but do something interesting with it, do something different."
Yeah.
And so I've done a Hindi English version of Last Christmas, and I said, "Who can I get to sing this? Who's going to give it real justice?" So I called my friend Priyanka Chopra,
No.
said, PC, you got to come and help me on this. She's like, are you mad? I'm not a singer. I said, yes, you are. You sing beautifully. This is written for you. You got to come, please. And she was in London and she came. And so she sang the song and she absolutely nails it. And then I called my other friend, Anushka Shankar, and Anushka
Oh,
has come and done a beautiful sitar accompaniment to it. And Nitin Sawhney is there with the guitar. And so
you are killing me, Gurinder.
it's a beautiful little Christmas treat at the end of the film. And that
Am I
really
allowed to talk about this? When can I let people know
after
this
November
part?
7th. After
Okay,
November
perfect.
7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
That,
don't want to kind of spoiler alert this
no,
to
you can't.
anyone.
So it's
Yep.
embargoed until November 7th, this
Okay.
portion.
Okay.
After that, you can speak about it.
Oh my God. You are just dynamic in every single possible way. You're real, you're honest, you're fun, you're humble, and you are going to go down in history, sister. I
Honestly,
love you.
that's
Oh
what
my God.
it
It's
is,
who
right?
we are. It's who we
No,
are.
no
Absolutely.
ego, no ego. Eat your ego. You're like
Yeah.
everyone else. We're here for everyone else.
Yeah.
We're here for the community. So, but
Yeah. And
that
we're not going with anything. We're
no.
like, what?
Yeah, what a pleasure for me to meet people who say, "Oh my God, you really touched me." What a
Yes.
pleasure for me to have people come up to me in tears sometimes and say, "You have no idea how much you mean to me and your films mean to me."
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
what
an
more?
honor. It's an
It's
honor.
an honor. It's an honor. And I see
Yeah.
young people now who've got podcasts and things, say, "Oh, will you come and talk on my podcast?" Or whatever. And I listen to them. I listen to some of their stuff. And there's one guy, he's called Ramblings of a Sikh.
Oh,
I
wow.
love him. I follow him.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
what he does. He's always got a really interesting spin on history. He's a British Sikh guy. And he contacted me on Insta because I started following him. And he said, I do this podcast. I'd love for you to come on. And I said, you know what? You're really good. I listen to you.
Mm,
You're
mm.
fantastic. Yeah, of course. I'd love to come on. And then he just wrote back and he said, oh my God, this is so humbling to hear this from you because I've grown up with your films. They've shaped me,
Mhm.
they've molded me. So, like, that's amazing. That's hard,
Yes.
and I get so much pleasure from that now. Been
Yes.
doing it for 30 years, right? So
Yes.
there's a whole one or two generations now who kind of
Oh
talk
my God.
about talk about what I've done. And so for me,
How relevant you are.
yeah,
How relevant you are.
well, I was given this gift in storytelling, and so
Yes.
hopefully I've used it to the best of my capabilities, and still going. And the
Yeah.
idea is what I try and do is always bring everyone together. That's
Yes.
my
You
thing.
do that. You
Whoever you
do that
are,
every time, every single film. You do that. I love you so much. I thank you so much for honoring me and allowing me the opportunity to just have this magical sprinkling of your energy and your persona. And that's what is always what we see when we experience your filmography.
oh,
Everybody needs to go out and watch this film. I just know it is going to be a Christmas classic forever. Thank you so much for your time.
please come and see it in the cinema. I would urge everyone,
Yeah.
please find it in the cinema. Come and see it on the big screen. And go with the family because it is a big family experience. You'll love it.
Absolutely,
And
Gurinder.
how nice you have Ganesh Ji in the back there looking
Yes.
after us.
That's actually Buddha. I have Buddha
Oh,
there.
it's Buddha. I couldn't
Yeah.
quite see from it. I thought it was Ganesha. Well, Buddha too. Good.
Yes, all of
That.
them. All
Thank
of them.
you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gurinder, for your time. Just one last thing to all of the Anoki community. Can you please share with them why it's important that not only that they watch the film, but they also advocate for it and share it with everyone they know? Final words.
I think there's so few films that are made from our perspective that get the chance to be made. I mean, I struggle. Can just imagine all the other people out there trying to struggle. So when we do manage to get a film out there, it's super important that our community comes out and supports us. Because that's the only way you'll see other films that are from the same perspective. You know, it's the box office speaks volumes, you know, it's not
Yes.
just the financial stuff, but it's also the support of other artists and other people who are trying to not only entertain you, but change the world. So
Yes.
going out, advocating, supporting, not just me, but other people trying to, you know, do interesting cultural work that documents our history, not for just us, for our children
Mhm.
and our parents. You know, that's really the most I could hope for that people will do, you know, with this and other people who are making films too.
Absolutely. I love you. I thank you. And whenever you are launching something, please come back. Please
Yes.
come back to Anoki. Let
Yes.
us be able to be a part of your journey because we have been from the beginning. We love you. And I
Well,
mean that.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Mwah.
Thank you. And love to everyone in Toronto.
Yes. Come visit us.
Toronto.
Toronto.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Come on, you're fleecing me here.
It's busy everywhere, mate.
I am going to walk.
No tip, not even tonight. It's Christmas Eve. What do they call you then? Scrooge?
These kids should be arrested for making such a terrible noise.
Looks like somebody's on the naughty list.
Open your heart and listen. 3 spirits will come to you tonight.
I don't believe in ghosts or spirits. This is ridiculous. You're not even dressed like a ghost.
I'm your ghost of Christmas past.
I remember.
Uganda has declared all Asians must leave immediately.
I was frightened. It was my home. I didn't want to leave. You think these memories will change me?
Yes.
Find forgiveness. Why should I do the forgiving?
You must have heard of karma.
Well, I was taught it as a child. I have money, status. Nothing can hurt me now.
So then why are you so unhappy? Change yourself for the better.
I want to live.
It's not right you being all alone at Christmas.
Party pooper?
Work hard, be someone, and today I intend on being that someone.
On the 3rd day of Christmas, my wife, she made for me 3 burnt sausage rolls.
Excuse me, I am a vegetarian. This is offensive.
No, but the 5th day of Christmas is a cracker.
I don't want to
No,
know.
you'll love it. It's vegetarian.
I do not want...
5 onion rings.